How you doing, everybody? I'm Daryl the Bearded Dragon with dadsanddragons.com, and welcome to this week's episode of The Hoard. And I do believe that is episode number 17, and someday we will stop counting. I think we did last week stop counting, but I'm counting again because it's my show and I do what I want. Right? What do you think about that?
Well, I think last week we did count.
Did we?
In fact, you put me on the spot and asked me to do the counting. I was absolutely right, and you were totally wrong.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't remember things as well as I used to, so that's just my excuse for that, I guess. Anyways, episode 17 it is. And we're continuing on with our thing from last week where we started looking at... Why are you doing that? Oh, I see what you're doing. Why don't you tell the folks at home why you're wearing a dress?
A magician never reveals his secrets.
Okay, we should probably just...
No, never.
Never? Just
We're doing that forever.
We're going to do that forever? That's our
It's
thing?
like Cheers when, like Norm walked in.
Norm!
Norm!
Yeah. That's our thing? That's our norm?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right.
I've based my entire life off that sitcom, and if you mess with it now, I don't know what I'll do.
The sitcom?
Yeah.
Mess with the
Cheers.
sitcom? Okay.
Can I say Cheers online?
I don't know. I hope so.
Me too.
That'd be a really weird rule if you couldn't.
I know.
Yeah. Anyways, we're continuing on with what we did last week. We looked at wave shooters, right?
We did.
Wave one of wave shooters, because there's going to probably be like 30 million waves by the time we're done because there's so many wave shooters.
Which means we'll probably do like 3 shows.
Probably. But this week we're going on to, so these are some older games. Like we tended to look at new games. Well, this week we're actually looking at older games. And these ones are games that work with the gamepad.
Yep. And this is in light of the fact that we're all getting old.
That's
especially me.
That's
because my birthday's coming up.
Oh my goodness, your birthday's coming up. And tell the folks how old you're going to be.
29.
Good Lord. Try 2 times that. Holy. I got to get this kid, like, his funeral arrangements prepared. Like, look at his hair.
Yeah, I know, it's graying.
His hair, it's like blinding. Like, oh, Jeremy, turn off that light up there. But anyways, yeah, so we're going to look at some games. These games are good to play with a gamepad. 2 of them are relatively inexpensive. One's more so. But the first game that we're going to look at is one of my favorite VR games still, and one of the first, if not the first, game I ever paid money for on VR. Because back when I got this, it was on the DK2, and I tended to get most of my experiences from Oculus Share back then, which developers could just upload their stuff and people could download for free and there was no cost. Most of the time. I think sometimes people made you pay. But anyways, that's not important. BlazeRush. BlazeRush.
Grandpa.
Yeah, sorry. Back in my day, we used to get the games for free, except when we didn't. BlazeRush is a... It's like you're looking down on the track, right, from above, and it's miniaturized, which I love. We know I love that. That's my thing that I love.
Yeah, you like small things.
I like when the game is like right there and you feel like you could reach out and touch it, right?
He
like
likes reaching out and touching small things that he's looking down on. Like
anyways,
Lego.
You can see it in the window there what it is right now, and basically there's different game modes. There's like an actual race where the idea is to come in first place, and there's like a
football game,
a death race. There is a football game. Yeah,
I'm terrible at that game.
So am I.
That's why I'd like to put that out there.
So am I. It's supposed to be like Rocket League, I think. Have you ever played Rocket League?
It's nothing like Rocket League, but I see where you're getting at. Yeah.
It's very similar to Rocket League,
but plays totally differently.
It does. It plays very differently. Yeah. And you know, Rocket League, you follow behind the car instead of watching from beside. But aside from that,
and you hit the ball as opposed to like picking the ball up and running with it.
Oh, do you pick the ball up?
Oh, you pick it up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you pick it. Well, I don't pick it up because I suck at the game. But other people do, and they do a great job.
It's been a long time since I've played that aspect. Because I'm going to be perfectly honest, I don't really like it that much. That game.
I was terrible at it, so I'm probably not going to play much of it.
That's me too. I was well, actually, to make it worse, I started out doing pretty well. I think I scored twice, like right away the first time I played it, and then, as tends to happen with me, I just started to suck, and I got worse and worse. And so I tend to think that people are like, oh, look, this guy's new. Let's give him some confidence, and then let's rip it away from him. Because the same thing happens to me, like in Call of Duty or something like that.
The same thing happened to me in high school.
Yeah, that's kind of just like my life story.
Yeah.
give them confidence, then rip
Tear
it
it
away.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, so there's several modes. There's the racing, there's death racing, and it's like
Let's be honest though, this is the best part.
what?
The racing.
The racing. Well, I actually prefer the death races the most, to be honest with you. And the death races are a little bit different.
Wait, death races with the lawnmower?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's my favorite as well.
Yeah, the death race. So there's like this huge combine thing chasing you, and if it hits you, you're dead instantly.
It's a little like Cars.
Like Cars.
Like the giant combine.
Oh
that
yeah.
chases,
Like
Mater
Frank.
into-
There's
yeah.
Frank.
There's Frank.
Yep. Yeah, it's a lot like that. But the idea, of course, is you can pick up weapons, you can pick up shields, you can pick up boosts, you can pick up all this stuff to help you, and then you try to take out the other players.
But you can't pick up a companion.
No,
No,
there's no companions.
there is not. This is not Grand Theft Auto.
I see what you're talking about. Okay. Nope, no, it's not. This is just a game. This is a good, fun game.
Fun for the whole family.
It is fun for the whole family.
It is.
Even
Nothing
though
says family entertainment like shooting people with Gatling guns
But you know what?
and knocking them into a giant blender of death.
Okay, so yeah, well, whatever. They just disappear. They don't. It's not like blood
It's
sprays
true.
everywhere.
Yeah, no, it's not graphic.
Yeah. Anyways, again, it looks like you're playing with toys, right? Because you're controlling the toys, right? There's nobody really driving, and this is all remote.
Let's be
control
honest,
cars.
it's awesome. You'll let your kids play it even if you don't like it.
That's right. That's right. So this game, I love it. I paid for this way back on Steam. Ended up, he was the developer of BlazeRush, or developers, I guess, of BlazeRush were one of the first people that I knew of anyway who gave away keys to the Oculus Home version for people who already owned the Steam version, which is
Nice.
really cool. So that's why I had
classy guy.
Yeah.
Or girl.
That's probably multiple people, to be honest with you.
All
But
right.
anyway,
Classy people.
BlazeRush, $11.99.
Well priced.
I think it's good, well priced. I'd pay more for it probably, but I'm glad I don't have to.
That's probably exactly what I'd pay. But again, I'm cheap.
Yep.
So you're keeping the cheap guys happy. Well
you
done.
go.
Not a lot of people do that.
No. Now the next one is Omega Agent. This is from Fireproof Games. This one's been out for a while, like quite a while actually. It was
Since 1999.
it's not been out that long, but it came out on the Gear VR first, and it was out on that for a good long time, and then they brought it to the Rift, and I think it came shortly after the launch of the Rift. So it's been out for Rift owners for about a year probably.
Yeah. And you can tell it's a little older because when the game starts, it actually says press play on tape.
No, it doesn't. But actually, that would fit because it's supposed to be like you're a spy flying around in a jetpack, but you're a spy from like that era where the future. Anyway, like 50s or 60s or something like that.
I'd say 60s, yeah.
Maybe 70s, but their
Maybe
prediction of
70s.
the future. I guess press play on tape doesn't fit in the 50s,
It does in my 50s.
does it? I guess
Sure,
they
why
probably
not?
had I don't know. I have no idea.
No, it was probably just vacuum tubes and
Yeah, probably,
Yeah.
right? And like little people
eat
inside
map,
that
boop map.
you have tiny
Yeah.
people that sing songs for you.
Yeah,
Right.
like Oompa Loompas.
Get food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is a game when you fly around in a jetpack, and it's basically you're supposed to be a secret agent in your training. And there are missions that you can do, like flying around, shooting robots, flying through rings, like Superman 64, only better.
Yeah, way better.
Like taking out crap with rockets and stuff. So there are like missions, but they're all your secret agent in training mission. My favorite thing to do in this game was fly around in the jetpack in free flight and just find the briefcases and the blueprints that are hidden all over the map. Right, because you got to do like cool stuff. Like there's these buttons that you land on them and you set them off, and you got to set them off in a certain sequence, and it'll open a door, or it'll turn the crane that has these explosive barrels on it in front of a weak spot on the wall, and you blow them up, and it blows a hole in the door. So that's pretty cool, and that all happened on Gear VR too. So, and this happened when Gear VR was new. So to me at the time, it's just like this. I was like, I can't believe.
So there's a nostalgia factor
For
in
me,
this discussion.
for
you
me,
right
there's a
now.
definite nostalgia factor for me. This is probably now the other game I think I said was the first game I bought ever in VR. I think I might be wrong about that. That was BlazeRush. Omega Agent is one of, if not the first games I bought for the Gear VR. In fact, you were there with me. I was at Jared's house.
I was
when we
there.
bought it. Do you remember that?
I don't,
You don't?
but I bet
Okay.
you it was very exciting.
it was super for me. It was super exciting, right? It was actually when I first started deciding to do reviews. It was one of the first games that I ended up buying.
Nice.
For that, and then I think I ended up not reviewing it.
This is a precious moment.
But isn't it?
It is.
I know it's fun to look back at the past, at the memories that you've made.
At the memories.
Yeah, and nice to know that they're still around and you can still make memories.
I love memories.
Omega Agent costs $3.49.
I gotta say, I wasn't really. It's not a super fun game for me, but I don't like sort of like tedious task orienting things.
What I like is just that there's this huge island to explore. That's what I like. You find secrets around, like, because as I say, doing the actual missions is not what I like. It's just flying around the island. And again, there's some nostalgia there for me. But when I got it, it was VR, early in VR. This was the first game I think that let me free fly around anywhere. So that was awesome because I've always wanted to fly. Like when I was a kid, it was like if you could have one superpower, what would it be? The ability to fly, no question.
Turn invisible. Yeah, sorry, fly.
Though as I got older, turning invisible became more valuable to me, the thought of it.
It's true.
Yeah.
So $3.49.
I paid more for it.
It's too much for me. However, if you have a nostalgia factor,
oh my goodness.
If I was feeling nostalgic about this game, $3.49 would not be too much.
No.
But I don't have that same nostalgia, so I'm just coming at it from a
did you actually do the missions though? Because I remember you asked me go into Free Flight, and I was like, yeah, because I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I flew around in Free Flight, and I did one of the missions, and it was like fly through hoops, and it was like, nah.
Yeah, but the city, the mountain, flying around the mountain, just being a jetpack,
it was neat. It was not $3.49 neat, but it was neat.
Interesting. I think you're wrong. How's it feel to be objectively wrong?
I wouldn't know.
You would.
You'll have to ask me later.
All right. Okay, let's move on to the final game then. This is, I think, a really decent game. I tried it a while ago, actually, and I just didn't have time. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make it part of the show so I can play it more.
And that game is Feral Rites.
Feral Rites. Yeah. Okay. So you turn into a kitty cat.
Yes.
It's a game about a guy who can turn into a kitty cat.
And then he goes into a cafe, which is weirdly named because there's only cats and puppies in there that you can pet. There's no drinks that you can buy. You actually have to... Wait, no, that was a different...
I see what you're doing.
That was a different
story. You're taking a story that someone else told you, and you're making it into the video game.
Oh, is that what's happening?
I think that's what's happening.
All right, then.
All right. No, what this game is you're some dude from some... or a girl. You could be a dudette.
It is 2017.
Are we still allowed to call them dudettes?
I think so. I think that's the actual preferred term.
Okay. So you can be a dude or a dudette. The story's the same either way, I think, as far as I could tell. I honestly didn't pay much attention to this. But when you were reciting the story, I'm like, yeah, that sounds pretty much like it. So basically you were, why don't you tell the story, actually, because you probably remember it better than I do.
All right, sure. So you're the child of a village chief on this strange magical island. There's these people that start having this giant war. The peaceful people want to leave the island, and your mother sacrifices herself so that you can get off the island. You leave the island, but you're filled with rage, and you want to come back and get revenge. So the game begins where you've come back to get revenge. You step onto the island to get your revenge, and you're immediately captured, which is a huge disappointment because you're like, yeah, I'm going to get into this game and kick some butt, and then it's like, nope, you're captured first thing by a bunch of goons. Right, which is total disappointment because you're like, oh man, I've spent my entire life filled with rage, and I've been defeated like before I even began.
Yep.
And that's how the game begins.
Right, and then you're in a cage, right?
That's right, a wooden cage.
You're in a wooden cage, and they're all like, let's set this person on fire. And it's some giant spirit thing too, right? It's not even just like a person. It's like
spirit person.
And you're all like, I'm the daughter and or son of the chief. I demand an audience. And he's like, I've heard it before. Kill her.
Heard it before.
Yep.
Snooze alert.
So they're about to kill you, and then this other blue spirit thing.
Spoiler alert. We're about to ruin the first 2 seconds of the game for you.
Okay. Yeah, so basically stuff happens.
And then things happen after that.
Yeah. So if you were upset about that, I'm sorry. No, this guy appears. It's like a shaman or something. He appears and he tells you.
Shaman Joe?
Shaman Joe, I think was his name.
Yeah, Shaman Joe.
And he's like, "Oh, get me out of this cage." And he's like, "Punch your way out." And you're like, "Why didn't I think of that?" And then you punch the cage.
Except
and
you'd already thought of that, but the buttons weren't working.
It disintegrates. That's true. That's true. You probably were trying to do that, right? And it just kind of disintegrates, and you're like, "Why? How is this ever going to work?" Like,
Yeah.
Seriously, even if I hadn't thought of it, I'd probably start breaking the cage once the fire came.
Yeah, like as soon as you started crawling away from the fire, it would have been like,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, and
Yeah.
then like the shaking would have
So,
broke the cage.
so it wasn't a well thought out plan to begin
no,
with, right?
nor a well-built cage.
No, it wasn't. And really, if you're going to kill somebody, just kill them, right?
Yeah.
These elaborate.
I'm going to get these
but
sharks with lasers on their heads.
To be fair, the people that were doing it didn't look like they watched a lot of TV.
No, I don't think they did.
So, anyways, so you escape, and then you're like, now what? And the shaman's like, you came here to get revenge, and you don't even know how to punch people in the face?
Actually, no, first you have to know how to block.
Oh, right.
Then you punch people in the
Right.
face. Then you power punch people in the
Yeah,
face.
because you're sitting there and you're like, getting punched in the face, and you're like, hey, shaman guy, my face really hurts right now. What should
am I
I do?
supposed to be doing?
Yeah, it's like, oh, do that. Okay, but anyway, so you learn that he basically teaches you everything, and you realize that you had no chance of getting revenge because you
Apparently
didn't
you have
even
no
know
idea
how
what
to
you're
wipe
doing.
your own butt when you stepped onto the island.
No, it's
so,
true. All you had was rage.
However, you are a very quick learner, right? Like,
And by quick, you mean one of the slower tutorials I can remember.
but what I mean is, you're not like once he tells you punch and kick, you know how to punch and kick.
Yeah, that's true. You
don't have
do
to
pick
work
it
your way
yeah.
up there. Yeah. Anyways, the
A
point
lot of raw talent there.
overall, the game's a lot of fun. It's like a brawler kind of thing. I guess I would think like Streets of Rage, Double Dragon sort of vein, where you just like
Altered Beast.
Altered Beast, where you walk. Yeah, Altered Beast makes good sense. Something going on with the game footage there. That might be my fault. Maybe I recorded it
No,
poorly.
I think it's probably my game footage. I was probably too awesome.
Probably. That's
couldn't
probably what it
handle it.
was, yeah. But anyway, so you cross from screen to screen. In some screens, bad guys show up and you got to fight them before you can move on, right? Just like
You can turn into a were-panther.
Yeah,
and
eventually-
you can turn into like an actual panther.
but not at the start.
not at the start.
Not at the start. And there's areas that like you can't go through while you're a man, so you have to be the panther that you can turn into.
Or a woman.
Or a woman. Yep. Let's not forget the ladies. And you
I never
turn into
forget the
this
ladies.
giant like creature cat thing. Like two different cats. You like cats, right?
Oh yeah, cats are great. I love cats.
Yeah.
They're my favorite animal.
Yeah.
Ask anyone.
I do love cats, unlike you. But anyways, overall, Feral Rites is quite a good game, I think.
Yeah, I would also agree.
I want
a
to
good
play
game.
more of it.
I would probably play more of it as well.
Yeah. And and again, it's not a deep game. It's just a fun distraction. So here's my thought. So it's $34.99 for Feral Rites.
Right.
And I'm kind of unsure how I feel about that.
Okay. Tell us more.
Well, as I said earlier, I think if I had bought Feral Rites for $34.99 or whatever, right? And then I played it, I'd be like, okay. Like, I don't think I would ask for my money back, right? It's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad, right?
Yeah.
But on the other hand,
But
if
would
I
you recommend
played
it?
if I played it at somebody's house, for example, I'm not sure that I like it enough that I would go home and drop $34.99 on it, right?
Okay.
So it's like in an ecosystem like Oculus, where once you buy a game, it's yours and you're not getting your money back. It's not terrible, right? It's not a terrible surprise. It's not like you're getting a broken mess of a game.
So you're saying, and maybe I'm putting words in your mouth here, for $34.99, you would recommend it to people with disposable income, but not for someone who's gaming on a budget.
That's right. That's probably what I'm saying. And what I'm even more saying, I think, is wait for a sale, because Oculus has games on sale fairly regularly. And this is what Steam has taught me too. Just never pay full price for a video game, because they're going to be on sale soon.
Unless you just can't wait.
Unless you just can't wait. But if you don't already own Feral Rites, then you've already waited, because it's been out for a long time.
That's true.
So
So $34.99 for me. I would agree. It's too much for me. But again, it was close.
yeah.
It was close to the price point. I dropped that $10, and I'd pay that. $24.99.
Yeah.
Yep, I'd pay that. It was a decent game. The graphics were good. The playability was good. It had a storyline.
Yeah.
Not a compelling storyline, but a storyline.
And it's made by Insomniac, right? And so you look at the games that they make, like Ratchet and Clank, and I keep forgetting the name of it, but it's that first-person shooter that's like World War II, but aliens instead. That was on the PS3.
Oh, Call of Aliens?
No.
World of Aliens.
Not at all. Anyways, I'm going to think of it as soon as we turn off the show here. But
That'd be great.
Anyway, the point of the matter is that they make like really, really good games. So I kind of feel like this was them saying, okay, we're going to like stick our toes into the VR water and see how it goes, right? And we're going to take a couple, like maybe a handful of people and give them a couple months to make something and put it out there, right?
A little bit of medical marijuana and Altered Beast and see what they come up with?
Yeah, maybe. It is kind of like Altered Beast, isn't it?
It is.
Except you can't do multiple beasts. Or maybe you can. We actually didn't play that far. Maybe you get more beasts later.
Maybe you can do multiple beasts.
But anyways, yeah, I feel like obviously they didn't bring their like full A game because they also made, I hope, don't kill me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they also made Unspoken.
Did they?
Yes.
Oh.
And I feel like there's a fairly not insignificant quality gap between the two games, right? Like, like Feral Rites plays well, but it looks like a game that wasn't a lot of time put into.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas Unspoken looks like...
It did kind of remind me of like a Sega Genesis game in VR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which to me is cool. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, well, yeah, you would be.
The question is, are they cool with that? That's something they're going to have to decide. Yeah, you're going to have to decide. $34.99 for a game that's kind of like a Sega Genesis game remade on what hardware? Probably like somewhere between a PS2 and PS3, I think, graphic-wise and
somewhere between.
Yeah, but anyway, so that's
it was a fun game. $24.99 would be my price.
Yeah, so wait for a sale.
Or if you have disposable income, buy it to further encourage Insomnia Games to make more games for VR.
Insomniac?
Sorry, not Insomnia. I haven't slept.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and they've got a couple games out already, so I think that they're going to probably keep going with this because it's working out for them.
Let's hope.
That's it for this week, guys. That's our 3 games for this week. We're going to look at trying to start doing some game streaming. I'm hoping to be able to get content out every day, and part of the reason why we're not so worried about covering new games on the Hoard anymore is that we can now just stream them. We can just play them, and you can watch them and decide from the gameplay what you think, right? So
yeah, absolutely. And you'll also notice that our new logo and usernames are
That's right.
At the bottom of the screen. Many thanks to Jeremy for doing that.
There it is. There it goes right
there.
And if you're looking underneath,
_beard.
That's our computer here. That's our Oculus ID here.
So if you've been playing World of Pirates and you got sank by Brangle's beard, that's me. Yep. I destroyed you.
So that's his Steam. We use his account, his Oculus ID here at the shop. So he's Brangle's beard. I'm There Goes Two at my house and on Steam. So if
you're killing someone on COD in any PlayStation,
there's a good chance that if you see There Goes Two, you're gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Even if it's a game where you don't kill things.
Yeah.
That's how bad I am. Anyways, thank you for watching. We'll see you again next week. Bye for now.
Subscribe, like, goodbye.